Hello and welcome to Talk of the Bay on K-Squid KSQD Santa Cruz. I'm Rachel Ann Goodman. Talk of the Bay comes your way every weekday at 5, right here on K-Squid. And today we have two completely different stories. We're going to be talking first to Claudia Abasto Revilla. She is the founder and executive director of Latinan, the Latin Advocacy Network, a DOGA-recognized nonprofit providing immigration legal services to low-income communities across California's Central Coast and Bay Area. Since 2016, she's led the organization's growth into a trusted legal resource for asylum seekers, unaccompanied minors, survivors of crime, and rural and indigenous language communities. And the three counties served are Santa Cruz, Monterey, and San Benito County, and I'd like to welcome her to the airwaves. In the second half of the program, we'll be talking about the SPCA and about dogs, cats, and bears, maybe even. You never know. So stay tuned for all that coming up on Talk of the Bay. Welcome, Claudia.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me?
Very well, thank you. Yeah, sounds like there might be a fan on in your room, but there's a little low rumble, but you're doing good. I can hear you just fine.
Great. So, well, thank you so much for the invitation. I really appreciate it to have this chance to, create some awareness in our community. I really wanted to talk about the alarming increase on scams that are especially targeting our immigrant community.
That's correct. So let's get a picture of our immigrant community first. Where you serve three counties. What is the estimated, from what you know, population in this region of people who identify as immigrants or recent immigrants?
Well, I don't have numbers right now, but I can tell you that in our community, there is a high number of immigrants in need of legal services. And a lot of them speak Spanish. And that's very interesting that they also speak indigenous languages. And that's the group that is the most vulnerable right now. We noticed that these scams targeting them, especially via social media and like Facebook or Instagram. And today I wanted to share like a couple of experiences that we have with people that contact us. And this is a big criminal organization that is happening all around our country, not only in our area, because the people that contact us were victims of an or a company or a fake company located in Florida.
So it's an organized crime operation. Is there anyone fighting this problem besides you?
Well, that's the saddest part. So the reason why I find out about these situations is because people contact us after they were victims. We strongly suggest them to report these crimes, but a lot of them are scared, because they have this fear of being deported if they report these crimes. The reason, another issue that I wanted to share today is that the new strategy that they use is they have been using technology. And they have been, not only that, they've been using names of real attorneys and real representatives from the Department of Justice. So I've been a victim of identity theft because a police officer from New Carolina contacted me to say that somebody is using my name to provide legal immigration services over there.
Oh my! And you are an attorney. We should add, because in my description of you, I neglected to tell people that you yourself are an attorney and probably highly skilled in immigration law.
Well, I am an attorney in Bolivia, which is my country, and that's when my accent comes from. But I have a DOJ accreditation from the Department of Justice. This is a license that allows me to represent clients at the immigration court and with the immigration system. But the information with our names and our accreditation is public. And anyone can have access to that information.
That must have been quite a shock to you when you heard someone was using your name to pretend to be a lawyer somewhere in another state in the United States. What did you do? How did you respond?
So I was very skeptical when I received the call first, because somebody telling me that is calling from North Carolina was already off. So I asked for the information from the police officer. I researched, I found that they provide the website that had my full name, the fake website. And what I did is, like, immediately I reported to the police department in my area. I reported to the FBI, I asked to be in contact with the district attorney's office, but unfortunately, nothing really has been happening. And so the victims in North Carolina, they paid $20,000 for someone that pretended that they were helping a family member that was under detention. So these people have, like, no heart and no shame to target people that is really desperate for services.
That is about the lowest kind of low that you can get. These are people who are already afraid. They are vulnerable because their loved one is probably in a bad way, and then they're preyed upon by these people. And you say that the Justice Department is just going, oh, so sad, too bad, and not doing anything. That's the other insult, right? It's almost like they don't seem to care that these people are victims of fraud. They talk a lot about fraud. But here we are, hearing your story about fraud, and you're not getting any response from the federal government.
Yes, and also to give you, an understanding of the magnitude of this, is like, this person paid $20,000, right? The website that we found, which was connected to a Facebook page, had 2,000 followers. Which means, wow. Imagine that these people pay $1,000 each, which is nothing. They already are making millions. Not only that, the website that had my name had the name of another person that had my same license. So I was like, oh, maybe I should contact this person because probably it's a victim. And indeed, he was also shocked, and he couldn't believe he was working with another organization in Chicago. So this is happening all around. And yes, it's an insult because nothing is being happening. And why I wanted to talk with you today is, like, we should prevent this. And how we can prevent this is, first, these scams, practically they always provide services remotely. So what they do, the modus operandi is, as I mentioned, is social media. Once they have your information through WhatsApp, that's how they communicate. And they also send a lot of fake documents. So be careful if you are not contacting an organization that is in your community, if everything is remote, and be careful with the information that you receive, because imagine, for us it's very easy because we have been working and receiving multiple letters from the immigration office and from the court office. We can identify when they are fake, but our clients cannot. So obviously they send information with a fake logo that it's kind of, is not exactly in the same position where the normal logo will be. Even they have the courage to tell you, oh, I'm going to send you a contract. We're going to sign a contract. And the contracts that I saw, they have the logo of the USCIS office to pretend that they are, official, but it doesn't make any sense.
Claudia, I wanted to introduce you to my friend Brad Cava, who is also here with me this evening. He is the editor of our local weekly, The Good Times, and he was perking up at this conversation, wanted to ask you a question. So, Brad, go ahead.
Just one quick one, but did they communicate with you in Spanish or English?
That's a good question. Spanish, mostly Spanish. And like the communications with the client are in Spanish. So this fake information, these logos have information in Spanish. They have the logo of the USCIS office, but they have the content in Spanish. You know what's the funny thing? It's not funny, actually, it's very sad. A person received a message saying that is going to receive a green card because they were asking for money, this person was paying. They sent a picture of a fake green card with a picture of the client, and then they told her that, she has to pay more to activate this card, like it's a bank card.
Oh Oh my.
That's how they trick people.
They are creative. And you say it's like a really organized large crime ring that's doing this. It's not just some guy, in a room in Russia somewhere. Maybe it is. But it sounds like you probably broke in this story and you're doing some investigating and trying to get the federal government, which it is their job, the DOJ and the FBI to get on this crime, because it is a crime to fraudulently represent yourself as a lawyer or steal money from people for that matter. But they've dismantled some of their, crime prevention units. So it seems like all they are doing is focusing on deporting people as opposed to protecting people who are here legally or not.
Yes, because nobody comes to this country with a dream to be undocumented here and living in fear for years. They really come with a dream to work and to have a better life. And when they are looking for immigration services, it's because they have this desire, to fix the situation. Or if unfortunately a family member is detained, they are hoping that they can do something to help. But yes, as I said, they target the most vulnerable groups. And yes, most of them speak Spanish, but there are many that speak indigenous languages. And those are even more vulnerable.
Do you have staff there that speak Triqui or some of the other indigenous languages in Oaxaca and further south?
Yes, so we actually have a collaboration with the Centro Binacional, and we provided Know Your Rights classes in Triqui, Mixteco, and Chatino. And what is important is that the last presentation, which was a month ago, it was for the Chatino community. Many of the people that were present, they mentioned, this is the first time that I hear about Know Your Rights. First time that I hear that I have constitutional rights. And that was for me alarming, because we've been talking about this for over a year, for longer, and they are communities that are isolated.
And
because
Claudia,
of the language. Mm-hmm.
They are isolated. Where are you holding these? Would you like to mention the upcoming ones that you might be offering?
So yes, actually I wanted to talk about this is going to be our third asylum clinic, and it's going to happen on March 7 in Watsonville, and this is going to happen thanks to the support to the Public Defender's Office of Santa Cruz, and also with the support of many other organizations in the area. It's going to be hosted by the Welcoming Network. And if people is interested, if they need services for asylum petitions and they don't know where to go, they can contact us. So our website is latinan.org, and they will find our phone number there, which I can also provide now if you want. And
sure, go ahead and give your number.
So our phone number is 831-401-4838. And please, if we do not answer, please leave a message. Because a lot of other organizations, we are very busy with all the cases that we have. But if you don't leave a message, it will be very hard for us to contact you back.
Are you in touch with the Watsonville Pajaronian, the newspaper?
No, but I would love to.
Please, because I help edit that, and this is something we would print, and I'd print it in good times as well. So yes.
Thank you, yeah.
And Claudia, I was wondering if you are up on the story that's happening in Monterey County, that the Guardian just broke a major story. Well, really our local Voices of Monterey Bay broke the story, and the Guardian picked it up, and now it's a large, 5-page spread about the military at Fort Hunter Liggett stopping people and detaining them as they went through. And military is not supposed to detain anyone. They're not supposed to be doing immigration enforcement. It's a clear constitutional breach, and that's what the article talked about. Are you up on that or aware of that at all?
I mean, I'm aware because we have been in conversations with other organizations. I am aware that they've been talking about the routes, the routes that are property of the Army, and they are expressing that they have the right to arrest people in those areas. And recently I saw a map, and I learned indeed there were a lot of army military areas in this county. So yes, we have to be careful. And regarding that, we've been talking about being more in contact with the rapid response groups, which are really good in our area. And Santa Cruz County, Monterey County, Santa Clara County, they are really on the top of it. And I had experiences contacting them when our clients, they report that there was ICE activity. But I mean, yes, it's a conversation that we still have to be prepared, because probably right now we haven't seen a dramatically increase of the tensions, but it could happen. And we've been prepared. We've been having meetings with different organizations to know what to do. But also the immigration law is changing. It's changing practically every week. Every day we have to be updated and knowing what is the new policy, what is going to happen with the immigration court. And they've been firing a lot of judges at the San Francisco Immigration Court, which is the closest one to us. So yes, we are as a community, but it's hard to respond to all the cases.
You're
so that's why
you're really in the eye of the storm. And I wanted to ask you about the process that they use with ICE picking people up at court where they have to appear, and then they get tricked, and grabbed. Have some of your clients experienced that in the courtroom, in the courthouse in San Francisco?
They haven't, but it's because they have representation. And also, not only that, there is a case from the Ninth Circuit, and I think it's from December, that put that on pause. So they haven't been detentions at the immigration court in San Francisco. This could change, I could tell you this today, but probably tomorrow it would change, and something
that must be the hardest
policy.
part. Yeah, I mean, just the fact that the rules keep changing, and you guys have to spend a lot of time just updating weekly, like you said, where you could be spending your time with your clients, trying to get them out of wherever they are. Are you able to gain access to your clients who are in detention? Or I've heard that there's problems with lawyers seeing their clients.
So we don't have clients that were under detention, but I definitely heard about that problem. So the problem is how to identify where is located the person that was detained. If you don't know that, for example, the detention was at the court or at the ICE check-in, if you don't know that and it was randomly in the street, it's very, very hard, because they take time to move this person around, and they have to update the information in their system, and that could take days. And those days are wasted, because the sooner we react, the better that we can help the client. But if we don't know, then it's too late. Then they contact us when they are in Adelanto, hours away. Very difficult to find a solution that will have results immediately. So yes, there are many challenges, and we don't know how worse it will be in the future, but that's what is happening right now.
Yeah. Now, Brad, do you have any other questions you would like to ask about any of these legal tangles that we're discussing with immigration?
And Joan, of all people, may have an answer to this. Are there other ways to tell when something is fake? How can I know? Joan worked for Comcast for a long time, and this is one of the things that they know about.
I don't know
this
specifically.
Is Joan
yeah,
Hamill.
hi, Joan Hamill here. I was in public relations in high tech in Silicon Valley, most recently with Comcast. And I mean, we have an awful lot of identity theft. This is an internet company, television services that we provide. I don't know if there's any direct corollary in this sort of case, but I think all the things you're saying, Claudia, about how to just double check, make sure that you're, verifying someone's identity, these kinds of things. But gosh, so many times this community doesn't know to ask those questions, that they don't know what they don't
Yeah.
know. So it becomes really challenging. It's a heartbreaking story that you're telling.
And
Yeah,
we've
and I
all,
would say, oh, sorry to cut you.
I was just
I
saying,
would
we've all been
say-
scammed at some point. I
Yeah,
think.
my mother
Yeah.
gave $3,000 to a scammer who impersonated
Oh,
my son
no.
or pretended to be her grandson, and she was credibly fooled. And the guy at Western Union tried to talk her out of it because he'd seen it so many times. He's like, please don't do this. And it's like, no, my son's in trouble in Africa. You know, she didn't stop to think that she'd just seen him last week. And it sounded like
Wow.
him. You know, they find someone the same age. Now with deep fakes, you can fake someone's voice. So it becomes the tools of the scammers. It's like an arms race. We're trying to stay ahead of them. And I'm sure for you, it's like also a language thing as well and a cultural thing. They don't even know what the rights are, much less how to protect their own. So
Yeah,
you're
I
there.
would say like the three more important things to do is first, if you're going to receive legal services, go to an office. Do not
Right.
trust on Facebook or Instagram or an app. Go to a physical office. That would be number one. Number two is whenever you receive, if I provide services, there is no way I will send my ID in a picture, like a picture of my ID or a picture of where I'm located, or what is even worse, they send pictures of them, fake pictures, I guess, but with two flags of the United States. We're not going to do that. So we're just going to provide a service directly. So that will be probably a sign. Another sign is check if the information they are sharing has any how can I say this? When you see the letters, sometimes the type of letters are different, and you can identify that in these little details, because that's not how we receive official information from the immigration office or the court. Also, if they use websites, always check if they have the .gov at the end, because we have a very smart scammer who created a website that is gov.uscis.com. So it ended with com, but the rest seems like could be illegal. Mm-hmm. So any website, any information has to end either with gov or org, meaning that it's coming from like a legal organization.
Well, you certainly have your hands full, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to our listeners about this. Is there? Would you like to give out the workshop information one more time before we say goodbye?
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, so it's going to be an asylum clinic on March 7. It will happen it's in Watsonville at the Public Defender's Office. If you're interested in participate, or if you have any information, please contact us at latinan.org. It's LATINAN.org, or to our phone number, which is 831-401-4838.
Claudia Abasto Revilla, thank you so much for sharing your information, and I hope you find those scammers and they go to jail.
Yes. Thank you very much. Have a good one.
You too. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. That's Claudia Abasto Revilla joining us, and she is with Latinan, an organization that helps people in 3 counties, Santa Cruz, Monterey, and San Benito. And you're joining us here on K-Squid's Talk of the Bay. After a few announcements, we'll be right back to talk about saving the animals. All that and more up ahead on K-Squid.